So, when we look at your shelves, it's a lot of books about the Holocaust. A lot of books.
A lot of books.
Yeah, on your shelf. And so, when you meet up with Grandpa in Germany, and he tells you to come back with him, what do you guys talk about your experience? When do you talk about your experience? When did he tell you what happened to him? When did you tell him what happened to you? Or was this something you didn't talk about?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we did.
Like right away?
Yeah.
Okay. And like other survivors that you spoke to, everybody kind of talked about these things or not? Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So I want you to tell us about Grandpa's experience as best you remember from the start. But also, if that makes you remember something that happened to you, also tell us that.
Mm-hmm. What?
So if when you're telling us Grandpa's story, if you remember something that happened to you, you should tell us that also. Okay?
So I told you when they took us away from Germany with the transport. I have some paper there. You took it away from the chair. Remember that?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, that's time.
Okay.
So from Germany, when they took us away, so I told you, they put us on the trains and we had now water to drink. And I licked up from the window, the ice is frozen. And when we arrived in Riga, took us off from the trains and we had to walk. We had no idea where we are going or what's going to happen to us. Then they took out some men, what they probably did there, strong or I don't know. So they took out Grandpa too, on this side, the men out, and then they took them away. And we others, they took us to the ghetto. I told you all the stories. And nobody knew from each other, you could not get in touch with them, you could not get in touch with them, they couldn't get in touch with you. Nothing. And so they were put in another place. When they arrived, there were barracks and coal stove. We had to cut up wood to make a warm, fire. And they had to build more barracks and stuff there. Barracks more.
So this is on the other side of the Riga ghetto? Or this is somewhere else?
There was no other place. The place was called Salaspils. I don't know how far it was from the ghetto. I have no idea how far away. Salaspils. And a lot of people died there. First from hunger, second from bitter cold. People got sick, died. A lot of them died there. So they had no connection with anybody, you know, families. And I told you about Grandpa was the only one who could make the fire burning in the stove.
No,
Grandpa.
you need to tell us that again.
Huh?
You need to tell it again.
The wood was wet, and the wet it doesn't burn. But you have to make fire. How can you make fire with wet wood? And I don't know, Grandpa, he worked on it and worked on it and worked on it. He didn't give up and he worked on it. And I don't know how he got it. And eventually he got it burning because he didn't give up. He was the only one who could do it. Well, he came from a country, right? From not from a city. City people, they don't know those things. and Daddy also was very, very weak. He weighed under 100 pounds. And then one day they brought some people back to the ghetto, and Grandpa was not on the list. He was not on the list. And then again, he was on the list, but then they came with a truck, a truck. So again, there was not enough room for him anymore. So he couldn't go back to the ghetto to his family. And went on and on. And then one day finally he got on the truck and he came to the ghetto to his wife and the little baby and his mother-in-law. And they were on the same floor where I was. Like I was here in that room, and across the hall there was another room, they were over there. So we came back to them, we saw them.
Was that when his mother-in-law pointed you out and said, oh, she's by herself?
Yeah.
That was when that happened?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
So then when the train stopped, they got separated again?
No, once he got, when we arrived there, yeah. Yeah, but then later on, he had worked to go in the morning out of the ghetto and come back after back to the ghetto, what I had to do too. And but then one day they took me away from the ghetto out and put me in concentration camp. And Grandpa, he was put someplace else, They took people away from their families. They didn't let the families be together. They took him wherever. Then he was probably different places too. And maybe he saw them anymore. Maybe he saw his wife and child and mother-in-law anymore at all day. And then his wife and child and the mother and others, they took away with more people and killed them.
You said they were taken to Auschwitz.
I guess so. They were sent to Auschwitz, the gas camera, They told them, you're going to go in the shower. gonna go in the shower, and they looked like showers. And they put them there, and that water, gas came out and killed them.
How did do you know how Grandpa found out they were killed? How did Grandpa find out they were killed?
Everybody was in the same position. Everybody had lost somebody. Everybody, right? We all felt the same. Everybody felt the same, and there was nothing we could do.
Right.
Nothing we could do. So I don't know.
So,
What could you do? You're crying. What else could you do? Crying, you know. You know how hard it is to lose a mother, father. But they killed them for nothing, for no reason.
yeah.
They were not even sick. I don't know how we kept. I don't know. It was hard. Yes. My grandpa and I, we used to go to other town. We walked. It was also a half hour to walk or 3/4 of an hour. We used to go there, but there were 2 others. They survived. They lost their parents. So we went to them. You know, Spear, the name was Spear. They're still here. They lost their parents.
So, we've heard a bit about the story when the grandpa was on the train and he jumped off of the moving train and he went and he hid. You want to?
Wait, let me